Hi guys, and welcome to another finally video. And today we're looking at the Tier 9 British Premium Heavy Tank, the Chieftain Proto. Now this tank dropped in the Halloween loot boxes. One of the first things I'd like to state about this tank is that people often misconstrue. This tank is a prototype of the Chieftain that's in Tier 10, the T95 FE4201 Chieftain. And it's not. This is a prototype of the actual Chieftain. If we go to Tanks GG quickly, so here we've got the hull for the Chieftain Proto. And let's just quickly jump to the next tab and see what we see. Now if you notice the difference between this Chieftain and the other Chieftain, there's the 3 viewports and the number of road wheels. The Chieftain Proto has 6 road wheels. The Chieftain at Tier 10, the T95 FE4201 Chieftain, only has 5. Now the reason that is because this tank is actually not the hull of the Chieftain, it's the hull of the American T95 medium tank. It's only got the turret of the Chieftain on it. As you can see, very similar, in fact exactly the same apart from the spaced armour. So that is why this tank, the FE4201 Chieftain Proto, is not the prototype of this tank. It's the prototype of the proper Chieftain. The one that we want in the game all the time. Everyone moans about wanting the Chieftain. We've finally got the Chieftain. This is as close as we're going to get to the Chieftain for now. I mean, there is a Chieftain in the game, but it's not sold on the EU at all. So, with that misconception out of the way, we're now looking at our beautiful proper Chieftain. And let's take a look at some stats of how it compares. I'm comparing it to all the other premium and reward tanks. There we go, we've got the Chieftain P, the Struve K, the Wuzzy 114. They're the 3 premium tanks. Some reward tanks, which is the Concept 1B, the A Phase 1, the Lorraine 50T, the Object 771, which are all available through either ranked rewards or Battle Pass rewards. And then at the end, I've just got the stock British heavy tank at Tier 9, which is the Conqueror. So these are just all using the standard settings from Tanks GG. I've not bothered to go through max out equipment and everything. And if you actually have a look at my Chieftain Proto, my average damage is now 2,300. So you can get it better than this, but these are the base stats that we're just going to look at. Firepower. Remember guys, red is good, green is bad. So if the tank's red, then it means it's... So DPM. So 2,086 DPM. That's not too bad. It's pretty middle of the road really, isn't it? I mean, there's 3 tanks that are better. The Concept 1B, the Phase 1, and the Conqueror. Its gun caliber is a bit weird. It's 119.38. Well, it says it's a 120mm gun, but the caliber is 119.38, which is kind of weird. The damage kind of matches the other 120 caliber guns. The damage is 400. Struve K is only 105mm, there's 390. The WZ114 does 530, but that's a 130mm gun. So the damage at 245 is about on par. It's slightly less than the 771, which is again a 122. So it should do slightly more. Everything else is pretty average for this on the firepower. You know, shell velocity is pretty good. It does have APCR as standard. The only one that's worse than is the Concept 1B, which has that crazy 1,478. Go down to gun handling. Now this is where I think this tank falls apart, because as you can see, a lot of tanks have got better gun handling than this one. I mean, the only one that's really worse is the Wuzzy 114 with its big derp gun. It's 130 derp gun. And there's other factors as well in this, because playing this tank, the shells don't often go where you aim. This is where this tank's let down. It's the gun handling. It's possibly the worst gun in the game. Maybe with the exception of the Wuzzy 1114, but I've never played that. But playing the other tanks, the guns seem to be so much better. Certainly the Lorraine 50T and the Conqueror. And you can see on there that the Conqueror's gun is miles better. The only bonus is it has got a decent gun elevation. It's got a depression of 10, which is pretty average for everything. The only other one that's worse is the 7772, which has only got a 6 because it's crap. It's actually quite small. Ability, 40 miles an hour, which is pretty average for these kind of tanks. The only ones that are faster are the Concept 1B and the Lorraine 50T. The Lorraine 50T is pretty much a medium tank hull, and the Concept 1B is pretty much a medium tank hull. So yeah, they're going to be fast. Engine power, quite low for its weight. Its power to rate suffers at 15, but it's not as bad as some of the others, so it seems to be quite average. I mean, it doesn't seem sluggish in game. I think I put turbo on mine. Armor and health. So this is where it should be okay. I mean, the hull armor is, yeah, it's probably the worst, possibly well, it's not quite the worst. The Lorraine 50T has worse side armor and rear armor than it. But again, it's a medium tank. But then the Lorraine has better frontal armor. The upper plate can bounce stuff, but again, it's not great. Now, turret armor. Now, this is where it shines because it has a really, really strong turret front with 350mm of armor on the turret front. And that is the best by far. The Wizzy 114 has 300. The Striv has 254. The Concept 1B has 250. But the Concept 1B's turret, again, is not really a turret, is it? It's a gun. So, yeah, that's all a bit weird. And it's better than pretty much everything. It has 35mm on the top, which is worse than pretty much everything, apart from, again, the Lorraine 50T. What else? Miscellaneous. Well, everything else miscellaneous-wise is pretty decent. The tank shells cost is average. The view range is okay. It's the same as pretty much everything else. Camo is not bad, but it's a heavy tank, so it's not great, is it? It's not going to be great, is it? All in all, they're the stats. And I think, as I said, it's gun handling that really lets this tank down. And I don't think this shows all the story. I mean, it does look pretty bad from there because all the other tanks are green, pretty much. But there's just something about the tank. You really, really need to try and make the gun handling better. If we look at mine in game, I have tried to do that with various builds. So as you can see, I have my primary build is a bounty turbo, rotation mechanism, and rammer. It needs the rammer because the gun reload just seems a bit slow. Even though it isn't, it just seems it. Don't think I have an alternate setup for this tank. No, not yet. I think if I was going to have an alternate setup for this tank, it would be maybe replacing the turbo with a V-stab. So you've got a V-stab and an improved rotation so that they stack up. But other than that, I mean, my crew are a pretty good crew. These are my Chieftain crew, Super Conqueror crew, and they're a decent crew. They've got pretty much most of the stuff that they need. Should we have a look at a game? We're on Ensk, and as you can see, we are top tier. And I'm not a big fan of Ensk, to be fair, but this was my third to last game in this tank, and it's probably the best game I have ever had in it. Don't know what I'm doing really at the start of this game, to be fair. I was probably distracted by something, but I do get off to it eventually. We do start moving, and we start pushing into town. Now, there's a weird meta in this game for all the tanks to just huddle up in there. Now I take quite a couple of early shots on this, but my tracks do eat it, which is amazing. So my tracks eat a second shot. Don't know what this Patriot's doing behind me, but and their Chieftain, but I'm a bit wary. I'm obviously going to be perma-spotted by the proximity of that Patriot. I'm waiting for something to pop out, and there we go, an IS-2 comes out. There's the WZ-120FT who just drives out, fires and drives back again, but again, my tracks eat the shot. He's not having much luck. He then buggers off, I think. So, he does get a shot there, I think. Yeah, because I'm turning. Wow. I bounced the Chieftain P. Okay. How? I don't know, but I did. Didn't that time? Didn't bounce the that dude. I'm kind of throwing my hit points away at this point. I'm trying to side script, but this tank can't really side script either. Yeah, have some more of my hit points for free. So there's two tanks at the back, a Tiger 1 and a Toyota 46. Really need the... that was just a clutch shot. I don't know what I was fucking wiggling my gun out. I mean, this gun, I mean, I'm surprised it even hit anything. But then again, I'm also surprised at what the IS-2's doing. I mean, it's ammo rack, to be fair. is all good. And the WZ is now going off into the town to try and fight stuff there. Our 703 Reg 2 is deciding to push, as is the Skoda T56, and this dude just lines himself up in such a bad spot. I get a kill though on that dude. WZ. And it's what to do now. Do we go back? Let's go back and fight some stuff here. There's, I believe, yeah, Leopard PTA decides to yaw. Because why wouldn't you? You know, Leopard PTA and everything. He buggers off, but then a Progetto appears behind us. He's now getting pushed by the Skoda T56 as well, so he decides it's time to bugger off. He pushed up a bit too quick. See if we can get a snapshot. We do. Bloody hell. The gun appears to be working in this game. Maybe it's the one game I had where it was working. The Leopard PTA needs to be killed now. He's a bit of a problem. Oh, he's dead. It's got a T56 got him. A Striv K pushing down the line. And also, the Progetto, another Progetto. He's behind the trains though, so I can't see him. Let's go kill the Striv K then. There's still a Tiger 1 and the Progetto at the back. I don't know what they're doing. This Striv K decides it's time for him to run and leave. So, yeah. Can we finish him? I should... Now, look at that way where that Progetto's appeared behind me. I take a shot from him. The Striv K manages to miss me somehow. Ooh, if I'd have taken that hit from... 2 hits from the Progetto firing guard. No wonder I've got no health left now. There's a Scorpion left back. He's about to be an ex-Scorpion. Notice I'm taking time to just let my shots aim in. Progetto there needs to die. Fortunately, he's not looking at me, and he can die. Tiger 1 now needs to be sent to heaven. He's full health, and he's got a decent enough gun to actually be able to kill me. I am on 5k at the moment in time. I've only blocked 1500 damage with 133 spotting. I have, however, got 6 kills, and there's 4 enemy tanks left. I didn't get that kill. The CS59 got it. I thought I had, but I hadn't. So we need to go back now. There's a setter somewhere in a Progetto 46, and a centre meal that hasn't been, well, it has been spotted. It's sat at the back of the map. I haven't got a lot of health left. I need to let the CS59 just take the lead and take any damage if there is any. Let's shoot down the wall. If we spot anything, then we can see stuff. There you go, the setter gets spotted, which is interesting. Not sure what's wrong with the outlines, but the outlines in this video seem to be a bit wonky. Nice bug, wargaming. So yep, that's another kill, 7 kills. We need 1 more for a Radley Walters. Oh, I need the centre meal, come on. Someone's capping as well. Where is he? There he is. Well, let's send him in. He takes a shot. I managed to get a shot. Get the centre meal. 8 kills. Victory. And there's the battle results. So as you can see, it was an ace tanker, but we also got Demolition Expert, Fire for Effect, Duelist, Bruiser, Hand of God, Radley Walters Medal for killing 8 tanks in the randoms, Top Gun, Steel Wall, and High Caliber. Look at the team score. Yeah, so 5,852 damage, 8 kills, 1,523 base XP. It's about 1,395 base XP now to get an ace. And this was my first ace. It was probably the best. I say it was my best game in this tank. It was only against tier 7s, but I mean, look at this. We had 4 people on our team who did 0 damage. Me and that 7032 and the CS53 carried like bloody heroes. 11 kills between us, you know. 5 players got all the kills on the team. Everyone else was just garbage. So yeah, Object 772 for 1 shot of damage. Yeah, okay, dude. You're a fucking top tier heavy tank. What were you doing? I fired 19 shots, 17 hit, 15 pen. The fact that 17 hit for this tank is a fucking miracle. And I received 12 hits. I blocked half of them, which is not too bad. I earned 144,000 credits. I only spent 19,000 on ammo, which means I wasn't firing gold. But then again, I'm not facing tier 10s with ridiculously overpowered armor in such that I need to fire gold. So this game, I didn't need to fire gold. I made 107,000 credits. So yeah, I think that was a 10k win 8 game, if I recall correctly. There's a short. If you look on the channel shorts, you'll see. Yeah, so Chieftain Prototype FE4201 coming soon to either the premium store or a loot box near you. Again, I guess. What did I spend to get this tank? So I paid for the 50 boxes, which was £38.50. That's 50 boxes, £38.50, and I got this tank on the 50th box. I then bought, is it 20 boxes for £19, and I got the KTTS and the tier 8. So I spent 60, just short of £60 and got three tanks. And 12,000 gold and everything else. For me, that's worthwhile. This tank, however, when it comes into the premium shop, is going to be about 40 quid by itself. So probably about 38 quid by itself. So the fact that I paid 38 quid and got the tank, and got some gold, and got some other stuff, well, yeah, I'm happy with that. That's all good. Yeah, I then spent another 15.40 on NA to get the 20 boxes, which was cheaper, significantly cheaper than it was on EU, and got the tank on the NA as well, and that's all I wanted, basically, on NA. I wasn't... Plus, I actually got 2 tanks, I think. I think I got the Emil as well. Is it worth it? Well, is it worth it? Well, for a start, it's a premium tank. I mean, I've played 166 games in it. I've maxed it out on Battle Pass. I've been getting better in it towards the end. My overall win rate is about 1030, so it's about my count level win rate. But my recent win rate in it is about 1700, so I'm getting better in it. I understand it better. I'm starting to learn how to play it. The gun is utter fucking garbage. That's all I can say. It's probably the worst gun in the game. And if the actual in-game Chieftain has a similar bad gun, then I just don't understand how it can possibly work at all. I won't know if it's worth buying it in the shop. You should get a crew with it, though. I didn't get a crew with it because it's a loot box. Loot box tanks never come with crews, whereas premium shop tanks do come with crews. So you should get a crew with it. If you've got a British heavy, then, you know, you've got a Super Conqueror, you probably don't need it. Or if you are planning on going up the British heavy lands, then you can grant the crew in it and put them into your British heavy tanks. It's all good. Is it going to be worth it? I don't know. But at £40, you really... I mean, it's going to be 25% more than a tier 8 heavy. It's going to be tier 9, so you're only ever going to be facing tier 10s. There are a lot of tier 8s around at the moment. So tier 8s seem to get a very heavy number of tier 8 only games. When playing it, I actually playing it, and I've run some stats. Because I thought it appeared to be getting top tier a hell of a lot at the time. But I've now compared it to the Striv K, which had a similar number of games, but over a different period of time. And they're both, the stats for it being top tier are both very, very similar. So the same tier games, so tier 9 games, we only had 6%, which was 8 games. Top tier games, we got 34%. 34% were top tier. I mean, that's just doesn't matter whether it's tier 8s or tier 9s. Tier 8s or tier 7s, but it was top tier. I haven't actually counted how many of them were tier 7, but yeah, 34% top tier. That's fucking pretty good. Bottom tier, i.e. when it was only tier 9 and tier 10, that's 33%. So, again, you're top tier as much as you are bottom tier. Well, that's fine, isn't it? I mean, you know, mid-tier games, which is like literally 10, 9, 8, at 27%. So, tier 9 only games were very rare. Mid-tier games, slightly less often, but again, you are top tier most of the time in this tank playing it. And comparing it to the Drift K, that was top tier 43% of the time. Bottom tier 35%, mid tier 21%, and the same tier only 1%. So I'm guessing this got same tier more because possibly more people had the tank, had just bought the tank, and you know, there were just more of them around. The tier 9 premium tanks between them seem to be getting top tier a hell of a lot. Interesting to compare it against another tier 9. I've been playing the E75 quite a bit recently, certainly on NA, although comparing EU and NA stats directly is probably not a good idea. Maybe I need to run some stats on the E75 on EU when I finish playing with it. I'm probably going to grind that through Battle Pass and see how that goes. Chieftain P. Pros, it's a Chieftain. It's a British heavy. Seems to be top tier in most of its games a lot. But again, so does the Drift K. Cons, gun is garbage. Hull armour is nothing special. It's a bit sluggish without the turbo, I think, as well. Chieftain Proto, make up your own mind when it comes out. I may well put an addendum onto the end of this video if it ever comes into the shop. But for me, it was worth it. Did this video help? I don't know. Probably not. But if you like to see content like this, or more content from myself like this, reviewing these tanks, then please give me a thumbs up and give me a comment on what you think about it. Is it Wargaming selling out now, selling tier 9 premiums? Is it just the first step down a long, slippery, slidey slope? We'll all see. We'll see. At least we haven't got tier 10 premiums yet. Catch you all again next time.
Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. I rode a tank, held a general's rank, when the front lines rained and the teams just stank. Whoa! Pleased to meet ya. Don't you guess my name? Oh yeah. Oh, what's puzzling you is the nature of this game. Ha ha!